Hello everyone, this is Sakshi. You're watching Inventiva, and this is a crucial hour at 8, news from 8 to 8. Looking first at the national news, India to lift quarantine requirement for international travellers from today. According to the revised guidelines for international arrivals, fully vaccinated travellers arriving from a country with which India has reciprocal agreements for mutual acceptance of WHO-approved COVID-19 vaccines will be allowed to leave the airport and will not be subjected to home quarantine or testing. All passengers must also sign a declaration confirming the report's veracity, and if discovered to be false, they will face criminal charges. Amit Shah to address Panchayat BJP leaders and to inaugurate development projects on day 3 of Jammu and Kashmir visit. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will address Panchayat representatives, Bharatiya Janata Party or BJP leaders in Srinagar. He will also meet members of the civil society and attend a Central Reserve Police Force function in Pulwama on the third and final day of his visit to Jammu and Kashmir, as well as inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of various development projects in Srinagar. Shah's visit to the valley is the first since the revocation of Article 370 and 35A in August 2019. Today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Uttar Pradesh for the launch of a new healthcare scheme, Prime Minister Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat Yojana or PMASBY, which will work towards strengthening the healthcare infrastructure across India. The objective of PMASBY is to fill critical gaps in public healthcare infrastructure, especially in critical care facilities and primary care in both urban and rural areas. It will provide support for 17,788 rural health and wellness centers in 10 high-focus states, stated the press release issued by PM's office. Unlike other parties, Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi explains BJP's take on secularism. Union Minister for Minority Affairs Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi has alleged that some political parties have used secularism as a tool for political gains, but for Bharatiya Janata Party it is the constitutional and national responsibility. Naqvi also highlighted the benefits received by minorities under various schemes launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led central government. From today, Maharashtra to start a special vaccination drive for college students. The Maha Vikas Aghadi or MVA government in Maharashtra will begin a special vaccination drive against coronavirus disease or COVID-19 for college students between the ages of 18 to 25. Teachers and other staff members will also be given the jab under the drive, which will continue till November 2nd. Tope added that those universities and colleges which perform well in this inoculation drive will be rewarded. India's daily COVID-19 tally comes down after 14,306 new infections, active caseload lowest in 239 days. India reported 14,306 new COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours, marginally lower than the previous day's number, according to the Union Health Ministry data published today. A total of 443 COVID-19 related facilities were recorded in the same period. Further, 18,762 people recovered from the viral disease in the last 24 hours, with the active caseload standing at 1,67,695. 3 trekkers dead amid heavy snowfall in Himachal Pradesh's Kinnaur. According to the news agency ANI, 3 trekkers perished after severe snowfall in Himachal Pradesh's Kinnaur area, while 10 others were rescued. The news agency further quoted the Indo-Tibetan Border Police or ITBP as saying in a statement that search and rescue activities are underway. Mumbai cruise drugs case, Ananya Pandey was summoned by NCB again today. The Narcotics Control Bureau or NCB summoned Bollywood actor Ananya Pandey for the third round of interrogation in connection with the Mumbai drugs on cruise case on Monday. An official speaking on condition of anonymity told Hindustan Times that Ananya maintained that she has never used any narcotics and the chats with Aryan Khan were in a light vein. Spurious firecrackers being sold under the guise of green crackers in Mumbai, says NGO. With the Supreme Court, while reviewing the centre's plea on the use of green firecrackers this Diwali, Mumbai-based non-governmental organisation or NGO, Awas Foundation on Sunday wrote to the National Environment Engineering Research Institute or NEERI, cautioning against the sale of spurious firecrackers being sold under the guise of green crackers in Mumbai. Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi Chief Minister, arrived in Lucknow on Sunday. This evening, he will perform Aarti at Saryu Ghat, according to news agency ANI. Rains in Uttarakhand have resulted in 72 deaths. The Uttarakhand administration said on Sunday that 72 people have perished in the state as a result of rain-related accidents, with 4 persons still missing. Delhi sees sharp spike in dengue cases. Total tally crosses 1,000 this year. A total of 283 dengue cases were reported in New Delhi over the last 1 week. In October alone, 665 infections were reported, with the annual tally reaching 1,006 until October 23rd, giving the capital no respite despite a drop in COVID-19 cases. Heading on to the international news, La Nina threatens the worsen energy crisis with colder winter. A weather phenomena that typically delivers harsher winters is on the way and expected to add to Asia's energy crisis. The La Nina pattern, which forms when equatorial trade winds strengthen to bring colder, deep water up from the bottom of the sea, has emerged in the Pacific. That typically spells below normal temperatures in the northern hemisphere and has prompted regional weather agencies to issue warnings about a frigid winter. Sputnik reported on Monday that 17 people were killed in skirmish between Taliban members and a group of armed men in the western Afghanistan province of Herat, citing a local hospital. Several children, 3 women and 7 adults were among the 17 persons, whose remains were carried to a hospital in the Herat province today. They were all killed by gunshot wounds, according to the news agency sources. As COVID-19 cases surge in Germany, questions on extension of state of emergency. Germany recorded the highest single-day spike since mid-May on Saturday, after 15,145 people were detected as COVID-19 positive. On Sunday, 11,411 new cases were reported, pushing the case load to 4,476,078, according to Worldometers. Germany is currently facing an increased spread of coronavirus disease, prompting calls to extend the nationwide state of emergency, which will end next month. Ex-chief of China's arms giant Norinco Group arrested for graft. A former chairperson of China's state defense giant China North Industries Group Co., or Norinco Group, a Fortune 500 company, has been arrested on corruption charges, official media reported on Monday. Norinco, a major military industrial group, provides weapons and technical support to the People's Liberation Army, besides exporting arms. It is also engaged in the oil and gas business. Saudi dissent claims MBS talked about using poison drink to kill king. Saad al-Jabri has in the past accused Saudi Crown Prince MBS of plotting to kill him weeks after the 2018 murder of Jamal Khashoggi. An assessment by the US officials claimed that Khashoggi was killed in an operation approved by the Saudi Crown Prince. Pandemic far from over will end when, says WHO Director General's warning. The UN chief also urged G20 countries that have vaccinated 40% of their population to participate actively in the COVAX and African Vaccine Acquisition Trust Mechanism, or AVAT. In the wake of the COVID Delta outbreak, China has shut down a county with over 35,000 residents. The shutdown came a day after experts from the National Health Commission warned that the outbreak will increase after it had spread to 11 provinces in less than a week. Heading on to sports, Virat Kohli becomes first India captain in 29 years to lose World Cup match versus Pakistan. Virat Kohli became the first Indian captain to lose a World Cup match against Pakistan following their 10-wicket defeat in match 16 of the ICC T20 World Cup 2021 on Sunday. Babar Rizwan helped Pakistan beat India by 10 wickets. Pakistan have hammered India by 10 wickets to register their first win over their arch rivals in a World Cup fixture. Mohammad Rizwan, 79 not out, and Babar Azam, 68 not out, made sure Pakistan completed a comprehensive chase. Liverpool crushed Manchester United 5-0 after Mohamed Salah hat-trick at Old Trafford. Mohamed Salah hit a hat-trick as Liverpool humiliated Manchester United, romping to a stunning 5-0 victory at Old Trafford in the Premier League on Sunday that leaves Ole Gunnar future in serious doubt. Meeting dream player MS Dhoni, an unforgettable experience for Pakistan's Shahnawaz Dahani. Young Pakistan fast bowler Shahnawaz Dahani said that Sunday night was unforgettable because his team beat India for the first time in a World Cup match and because he got to meet former India captain MS Dhoni. England all-rounder Ben Stokes added to Ashes squad. England all-rounder Ben Stokes, who was nursing a finger injury and had taken an indefinite break from the sport to look after his mental health, was being given a all clear by consultant and the ECB medical team. Heading on to finance, impartial audit essential for the resilient economy, says RBI Governor Shaktikant Das, addressing officers at the National Academy of Audit and Accounts. Das said that audit is important for the country as public expenditure decisions are based on these reports. Strong GDP growth expected in coming quarters, says PHDCCI Industry Chamber. PHDCCI on Sunday said it expects strong GDP growth in the coming quarters with the economic recovery gaining momentum. Government likely to introduce two key financial sector bills in winter season. The government may introduce two key financial sector bills, including the proposed law for facilitating privatization of public sector banks as announced by the Finance Minister in the budget. RBI announces new scale-based regulatory guidelines for NBFCs. The Reserve Bank of India released a final set of tighter bank-like regulations for the non-bank finance sector to ensure better monitoring and prevent any failures from having knock-on effects on the rest of the financial world. Inflation and rising oil costs are only temporary problems, says senior officials. Inflation driven by high crude oil prices is a temporary phenomenon, and the economy is gradually opening with both public and private investments picking up, senior government officials said. This is Sakshi from Inventiva Studios signing off. Till then, good night and subscribe to our channel for daily updates.